Hi everyone, Roy Neary from Data Spinners here. This is, I guess, the most fun app that I've done for a while. In fact, I did it a long time ago, but now I've kind of created it in such a way that it's easy to download. Just bear in mind that you can watch a kind of sister video to this which demonstrates how to actually download an app, so from GitHub. So I'm just going to show you what that screen looks like. Let's see if that actually works. Yeah, so the screen will look a bit like this. So I will put a link into how to download and install Power Apps using that, and it's a full kind of demo. This is in fact a video which is just about how to use this Shakespeare demo app. So I don't even know where I got all this data from, but I managed to get all of the plays of William Shakespeare. I managed to get it into an Excel spreadsheet, and then I managed to get it from the Excel spreadsheet into Power Apps. It was quite interesting because Power Apps can only take 15,000 lines of Excel spreadsheets. So what I had to do is I had to chunk all of his plays into lines, 15,000 lines, and so in total, out of all of his plays, I don't even know how many there are, there's about 111,000 lines, so I had to basically chunk it up. So it was quite cool. But so the net effect is that we end up with an app which has all of the plays of William Shakespeare, and it's actually 8 meg in size. It's ridiculous. So we're going to now move over to have a look at the app and how to use it. So here I am, I'm in Office 365. The very first thing I'm going to do is to go to Power Apps. If you don't have it, or if it's not popping up, then make sure you type in Power into the top, and then you'll get the option there if you've had it assigned to you. I'm assuming at this point you've actually downloaded the app at this point. So go into Power Apps. It'll offer us the various apps that we've got. I would always go to the apps screen. That means you get to see all of your apps. So I click onto that screen, and then I've got my Shakespeare app. Now bear in mind that I can type in Shake at the top, and then it'll actually filter it down. There's actually, I did a mobile version as well, and the reason for that is it couldn't actually fit. It wasn't able to render the sheer volume of plays. So the mobile version is actually one which actually is where you can actually look at your plays on a mobile. So we're going to go into the Shakespeare app, and I'm going to hit play on that, and it's going to fire up the app. It is actually a really simple app, so it's going to take no time at all to show this. What I will do later on is I will show how you can introduce it into Teams, because I think it'd be really cool if you were a teacher to be able to have it as an app within Teams that people could use, and actually you could run through it and share your screen and all sorts of kind of great things. So here we are in we're in the app itself. All you do, it's as simple as you just choose your play. So I just kind of geeked out and just had a look to make sure I knew how many lines were in each one of them. So there's lots of them here. I mean, I quite like to start with the Macbeth one because it's about the only one I actually know. So if you click on the Macbeth one, then it'll take you through to Macbeth. And then the idea here is that you actually choose your character, because you could have lots of different people playing different characters, and then they would know their line is coming up. So maybe if I said, right, I am the second witch. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start the play, and all it does is go on to Act 1, Scene 1, and then you can see that the second witch is highlighted, whereas if we went back and actually said, well, no, I'm actually this third witch, so they could go in, and the third witch one would actually be highlighted. So then the idea is, it is as simple as that. Although interestingly enough, actually it's a very, very short act by the looks. It can't be right actually. So maybe I'll need to do some updates to this. So we'll see. We'll see on that, because you can choose your act and choose your scene. So you can go to scene number 2. So it starts off, when shall we three meet again, in thunder, lightning, or in rain. So, and then you can go on to scene 2, and hopefully scene 2, it'll come up with whatever the the text is for that scene, and you can run through it like that. Now, by all means, if it's not working perfectly for you, please let me know, because I'm not expert enough on these things to know whether or not it's absolutely perfect. And that's as simple as it is. What I will show you now is I'm going to basically go into Microsoft Teams, and I'm going to introduce this app into Microsoft Teams. Now, this app requires no data whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to, so just bear in mind, it just needs no data. So here we go. We're going to go back onto Office. So we're going to take a look at this in Teams. So all we do is go over to Teams, and up it comes with the Teams details, and this is inside my tenant. And so I'm going to theoretically go to a team. Let's have a look at see what hidden teams we've got here. Not very many. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go onto this, let's call it my presentations team. Every team has a tab called General, but just bear in mind you could actually create a new line in here, so you can add another channel. So this could be a channel which was only related to theatre or something like that. So you could say, right, add a channel, and I'm going to call the channel name Theatre, and I could then click add, and what that will do is on the left hand side it will actually add a channel for me. And then what I can do with that is I can then hit the plus, and I can add an app. I will just do something on sharing in a moment. So I'm going to click into Power Apps, and then I am going to just type in Shakespeare, and hopefully that will come up for me. So I'm going to type Shakespeare. So we can see we've got our 2 apps. I can click on the app, and I'm going to click save. Now, the one thing you must do in order for this to be effective is you must share the app with them. So what you need to do is you need to go on to, well, this thing is going to pop up anyway, and that's fine. So it's just what we saw earlier on, but just make sure that when you want to share the app, I'll just go onto here and hit the 3 dots on there, and then you go to share. Now there's no sensitivity associated with this app, so what I can do with that is I can type in everyone in Data Spinners, and then that means that anyone who's in that team will get to see this app. So I can click share on that, and that means that everything is all going to go perfectly well. So once you've done this, you can just cancel out of there and then go back to Theatre, and you can see that I've got a number of tabs. It may be confusing to have lots of tabs. You can just have, I call these tabs. In fact, they aren't, are they? They're channels, and these are tabs. And you can add lots more tabs, not more tabs here. And so we could, in fact, add the mobile version of it if we wanted to, or anything else that we might want to choose to do. So that's all I wanted to cover today. Do please remember to like it if you think it's good. Please, do you know what I want to do? Is I want to show you actually how to download it. Now the link is going to be down below, but I'm also just going to remind you that the place that you need to go is to GitHub. So the link down below it'll actually take you into the Shakespeare app itself. And then from there you'll click the download, and then you follow on the instructions from the other video in order to be able to use the app. That's all I wanted to cover today. Please like this if you think it's interesting, and if you think there's an educator that might be interested in this, then do share it. And let me know if there's anything else that you'd want to do. I could see people using their school plays for this. I think it'd be quite a good way of rehearsing, especially as we're all remote at the moment. So that's all for now. See you again soon.